All right, folks, what is going on? Back with another video. And today I want to talk about one of our former Georgia Southern Eagles, one of the former running backs, my favorite player that came out of his recruiting class, running back Jalen White. He is now playing for the Houston Gamblers, and he actually had an opportunity to do some things. The first game of the season, not so much. I think he only had 3 carries, but the second game, he was able to show off what he can do, and I want to talk about that and give him some props because I really love seeing a guy like this, a guy that I rooted for ever since he was a freshman in college, coming out of high school at Delville, Alabama. He is making waves in the UFL, and hopefully we'll see more of this throughout the season. All right, so if this is your first time here, welcome. I talk about Georgia Southern and Atlanta Falcons football. I actually throw a little bit of Atlanta Hawks in there a little bit. I mean, they're doing pretty good. Maybe I should talk about them more, right? But yeah, talk about a little bit of all of that, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and check out the other content on the channel. All right, with that being said, let's talk about my guy Jalen White. Listen, ever since he came from Delville, Alabama, he came to Georgia Southern, I knew he was going to be special. And you know, he had a little bit of ups and downs with a little minor injuries here and there, but every time he was on the field, he made an impact. And one of the last times I see him run the ball was when he was playing against Appalachian State, when he just went all the way off against App State that final game. Did get a taunting penalty, but hell, it was well reserved. I mean, it was well deserved. We don't like App State, but nevertheless, love seeing him playing for the Georgia Southern Eagles. He did get an opportunity with the Green Bay Packers, and he shifted that opportunity to the UFL, where he's playing for the Houston Gamblers. And like I said, that first game of the season, he didn't get that much shine. But the second game, he came in 26 carries on 82 yards, 1 touchdown, and I love seeing this for him. I think he had like the only offensive touchdown in the game, and you love to see this. I knew that this kid was going to be special from the get-go, and anytime he touches the ball, he is capable of breaking a few tackles and making 3 yards into 6, making 6 yards into 20, and so on and so on. He's just one of those type of guys. And I always wanted to see him do great. I always wanted to see him do something special. And I thought it was going to be in the NFL, but you know, your opportunities come when they come, and he's making the most of it. And I love to see it. This is like my new favorite team. I was a Battlehawks fan when I first started watching UFL, but with Jalen White being with the Houston Gamblers, I mean, obviously this is going to be my favorite team going forward until other things happen. You know, I'm a jump from team to team. I'm not a diehard when it comes to UFL. But I will say that the UFL has some pretty compelling football overall. It was really fun watching this game. They beat the Birmingham Stallions 22-20, and it was back and forth, and it was a very exciting game. I don't live that far from Birmingham. If they was to able, I hope, and I don't know what their schedule like. Maybe I think they may play like once a year or something like that, once a season, only one team a season. But if they actually play, you know, Houston in Birmingham, I'm going to try to go to that game. I would love to try to go to that game if he's still on the team, because I don't know, like, you don't know how many years they'll be with one team. You know, I'm still learning the dynamics of UFL, but even if he's not on the team, Jalen White's not with the Houston Gamblers, and you know, if Birmingham having a game, I think I'm gonna go to a home game just to see how the UFL rock. And you know, these games have gotten really exciting, you know, throughout the last couple of years I've been following it. And I would love to see this. Now, with that being said, he does have a pretty solid team. You know, Nolan Henderson, quarterback, 15-23, 186. Hunter Deckers, 7-12, 48 yards. Not bad throwing the ball around. No touchdowns, no interceptions. But I think one of the main things about the UFL in general is like the defense is not as solid as it could be. And that just goes for all across the board. And in some cases, the offense isn't as polished. I mean, they're in the UFL for a reason, but when I look at a guy like Jalen White, I think this guy had NFL potential. Maybe there was a lot of depth in the backfield for Green Bay, so he really couldn't, you know, fit in there. But I think that if he keeps this going what he's doing here, and I know it's only one game, but if he keeps it going, I think he can make his way back to the NFL. I do believe he has that talent. Standing at 6'1", 220, 225. He runs with speed and power. He can actually catch out the backfield as well. So this is something that, you know, like I said, you want that kind of back. And, you know, and he just got to show off his talents. You know, he just got to show off his talents. He did catch a few balls. out of the backfield, 3 catches, only had 5 yards. Then a couple of them was on some scrimmages or what. I mean, I'm sorry, a couple of them was on some screens or whatever. But at the same time, he's capable of doing that. You know, he's capable of catching the ball out the backfield, making some things happen. And I think he will be a really good asset to anybody. As far as I'm concerned, he just need to continue to do what he do. I mean, look, like I said, you're averaging almost 3.5 yards to carry, you know, on 26 carries. And that's not too shabby at all. He was the leading rusher in the, you know, in the game. And I would like to see him more featured, featured more in the games to come. Because like, look, this kid, I am a homer. I'm a Georgia Southern Eagle at heart. I do follow this team, and I do love my players that are on the team. And I'm going to be a homer for him because I know the talent that he possesses. I think he is absolutely awesome, and I would love to see him get more carries and see how far this goes. Because I feel like this is a kid that really could have been something much more than what he was if the injuries wasn't there. Because I mean, he was hurt at one point, really didn't max out his potential when he played at Georgia Southern. But when he was on the field, like I said, I mean, he was explosive every single time. I mean, this was a kid that it was tough to bring down, and he was easy. He wasn't easy to catch either. So it was just that type of player, and I love seeing him get this recognition and showing off how well he could play ball. Because I mean, this kid can play some ball. He can play some ball. He's really good, and hopefully they will continue to feed him the rock. I mean, the 3 carries the last game was not enough. Give him 26, and look, he's already over 80 yards. And, you know, and once he gets his feet under him and he starts seeing how the game really plays, you know, he could probably get 100 yards, 120 yards, 150 yards. Like I said, it's only the second game that he's played in the UFL, and this is what he does. So this is untapped potential, and I think the coach probably realized that when they saw him, you know, actually start moving and shaking on the field this past game. And this is what you want. You want a guy that can do things like this. And it was a shout out to the Houston Gamblers overall. They came back to win this game. They scored 13 points in the second half to win this game. And like I said, Jalen White, the only touchdown for Houston, and you know that you know that's the type of things you got to do to stand out. I just love to see it. I love to see all of it, and I love to see it. I want to see him continue to elevate his game, and I think with the way things are going, and the way that the UFL is panning out, barring injury, I think he's going to be just fine. I think he's going to be fine. You know, so let me know what you guys think. All my Georgia Southern Eagle fans out there, Jalen White is making it to the next level, and he's doing great things. Helped this team get their first win of the season, and he done it with some productive stats. Like I said, 82 yards on the ground, caught 3 passes, got the only touchdown for the team. What else could you ask for, you know? So with that being said, you guys let me know what you think, and I will definitely see y'all on the next one. You guys take it easy and y'all be blessed. Peace.